In the art of Firasah, the nose was more than flesh and bone. It was the bridge of character. To the Arabs, it was the pillar of dignity, the mark of pride, the sign of strength. From the curved noses of warriors to the straight bridges of poets, each shape told a story. Tonight, we uncover the secrets the nose has carried for centuries, and why it still shapes first impressions today. In the deserts of Arabia, a man's nose was a symbol of his honor. To cut off the nose in poetry meant to strip a man of dignity. Arab poets praised the high, straight noses of leaders and mocked the short, flattened noses of the lazy or the cowardly. Scholars like Fakhr al-Razi and Ibn Qayyim documented nose shapes in detail, linking them to personality, moral standing, and even social rank. In Firasah, the nose was the most central feature of the face, the bridge that connected the mind to the mouth, the thoughts to the words. The masters of Firasah studied the nose through 6 main traits. First, length and width. A long, well-proportioned nose was seen as a mark of ambition and strong will. A short nose suggested simplicity, sometimes a lack of foresight. Wide noses were linked to generosity, but also indulgence, while narrow noses suggested precision and restraint. Second, shape of the bridge. A straight bridge meant balance and fairness. A curved or aquiline bridge, often called the eagle S nose, was associated with leadership, decisiveness, and sometimes stubbornness. A flattened bridge hinted at a more passive or unassertive nature. Third, nostril size and flare. Large nostrils suggested openness, energy, and sometimes impulsiveness. Small nostrils indicated caution, carefulness, and sometimes shyness. The natural flare of the nostrils when speaking or breathing was also noted, a sign of passion or intensity. Fourth, tip definition. A rounded tip suggested warmth and approachability. A sharp tip suggested critical thinking and sharper speech. A drooping tip could be linked to pessimism or weariness. Fifth, symmetry versus asymmetry. Perfect symmetry was rare and admired. Asymmetry could suggest inner conflict or changeable moods. Sixth, combinations. The true art of reading came from combining signs. A long, narrow, aquiline nose, the sign of a commander. A short, wide, rounded nose, the mark of a generous but carefree soul. In the poetry of the Jahiliyyah, the pre-Islamic age, the nose was an emblem of pride. To raise one's nose was to show defiance. To lower it was to show humility or defeat. In Arab miniature art, noses were painted with deliberate exaggeration to signal the status of the figure. Rulers with proud, long noses, servants with smaller, softer ones. Even in sculpture and coin engraving, the nose was carefully shaped because it spoke volumes before the lips ever did. Today, anthropology and anatomy give us new ways to understand what the ancients saw. The shape of the nose is influenced by climate. Long, narrow noses are common in dry, hot regions to help cool the air before it reaches the lungs. Broader noses are more common in humid areas. Modern psychology also notes that prominent noses tend to be perceived as signs of dominance or authority, while softer shapes evoke trust and friendliness. In this way, Firasah combined observation with intuition, long before science explained the reasons. Look at the statues and portraits of history, and the nose stands out as a declaration of character. The great Arab general Khalid ibn al-Walid was described as having a strong, slightly curved nose, a mark of fearlessness. The philosopher Averroes bore a long, straight nose, the sign of measured thought. In the West, Julius Caesar's aquiline nose became part of his legend, a profile of ambition. Across civilizations, the shape of the nose became part of the myth of the person. In our modern world, we still read the nose, often without realizing it. In politics, a strong, straight nose is seen as a mark of decisiveness. In business, it can inspire confidence. At the same time, cultural preferences vary. In some regions, smaller, softer noses are considered most attractive. In others, the proud profile is still admired. The skilled reader of faces knows how to adjust for culture, era, and individual difference. The nose, the bridge of the face, the mark of dignity, the line between thought and speech. In Firasah, it was a compass pointing to a person's nature. But there is still more to the story of the face. In our next episode, we move to the mouth, the gateway of words and the keeper of silence, and uncover what its shape, movement, and lines reveal about the soul.